Hi, everyone. Welcome to Module 7. I hope you are having a good time, a good evening despite of the rain. My name is Arlette Yvonne Macedo Ortega, and we will be working together during this module. So welcome, everyone. In this session, guys, we are going to cover some aspects related to the way we will be working during this module. And we are going to see some examples, and I'm going to explain in a general way the topics that we will be covering during the first week of this module. So welcome again, everyone, and let's start today. First of all, I would like you to tell me if you can hear me well. Can you hear me well? Everyone? ¿Me pueden escuchar bien? Okay, thank you. So let's start. Let me tell you that this session, guys, the first session of the module, it's a little bit longer than the rest of the sessions of Module 7. And this is because in this session, we are going to set out the rules, and I'm going to give you extra information about the way we are going to be working during the module. So this is a very important session. So I really appreciate your attendance. And if you don't have the chance to join the future sessions, don't worry. Remember that I will post the recording session in the forum of news. So don't worry about it. I always post the recorded session there. So welcome again. And now these are the topics that we're going to cover during the session. The first one is the learning forum. I'm going to tell you the way we are going to be working in the learning forum during the 4 weeks of this Module 7. Then I'm going to explain the difference between present simple and present continuous. I'm going to give you an example of how to do integrating activity number 1, and I'm going to explain the difference between past continuous and past simple. Finally, I'm going to give you a brief explanation of how to do integrating activity number 2. And at the end of the session, if you have any question, or during the session, if you have any question or any comment that you want to make, please, you can post your comments or questions in the chat so that I can see and I can read your questions along the session, okay? At the end, you will have the chance to ask me questions or to make some comments. Another important thing that I want you to know is that I'm using Zoom, the free version of Zoom. So if we get off the session automatically, sometimes when the time is over, we get off of the session automatically. But if that happens, don't worry, you can come back to the session again using the same link, okay? So you can come back to the session using the same link. This is because I am using the free version of Zoom, and sometimes the time is over and we don't notice that. So we get off the session automatically. But if that happens, don't worry, don't panic. We can come back to the session using the same link. All right, so these are the topics that we will be working. And I'm going to explain a little bit about the evaluation criteria of Module 7. Remember that this module has 4 weeks. During the 4 weeks in the week number 1, that this is the week we are now, we have 2 integrating activities that they carry 7% of your final grade. And also we have, maybe you can distinguish the colors, because the letters, maybe you cannot see the letters very well, very clearly, but you can see the colors, and we can see them, that the integrating activities, you know, that the ones that we have first, they carry the 42% of your grade. And then we have the integrative project that carries 30% of your grade. And then we have a forum. Remember that in week number 4, we have 2 forums, the learning forum, and we also have the forum, the integrative forum, that carries 8% of your grade. This is a forum that you cannot miss, because it carries the 8% of your grade. And we have the self-evaluation in green. Can you see self-evaluation in green? We have 5% of your grade. And finally, we have, I know it's not the end. We have blue. In blue, can you see? We have 10%, and it refers to the socio-emotional abilities. And finally, we have 5%. In green, can you see? The 5% in green carries all the things that you do in the learning, in the platform, okay? It counts the time that you devote to work in the learning platform, and it also counts when you participate in the learning forums. All of that is covered in the 5% of your grade. So as you can see, this is the way that you will be evaluated. I will also send this presentation, so you don't have to take notes now, nothing, just listen to me and watch the screen. That is the most important right now. If you have any question, just please let me know in the chat. I can read your questions at the time. Another important thing that I want you to know is the time I spent to give you feedback. You know, this is very important for you, because sometimes you are waiting for your feedback. So here we have a chart in which we have in the first column the days of the week, and in the second column we have the date, the deadline. I mean, the deadline is the last date on which you can have your feedback. Example, if you submit your activity on Monday, you will have your feedback by Wednesday or Thursday this week, okay? If you submit your activity on Tuesday this week, you will have your feedback on Thursday or Friday, the latest, okay? Friday, the latest. If you submit your activity on Wednesday this week, you will have your feedback on Friday or by Monday the following week. As you can see, the weekends, that is Saturday and Sunday, don't count for me to give you feedback, okay? You can work during the weekend I also can work during the weekend, but we are not, we are not, we can say it, we are not always there for you. So that is the reason why Sunday and Saturday are not included in this. So you have to be patient to get your feedback. Of course, we can be working and you can find me sometimes online in the platform, because sometimes most of the students submit their activities during the weekend because it's when they have more free time to do their homework, and it's okay. But we are not obliged to give you feedback during those days. So that is important to know. Well, okay, let's continue. Let's start with the learning forum. So some of you have participated already in this forum. As you can see in the forum, we have some objectives, some goals to fulfill during the week. First, you have to talk about the things that you are doing to increase your knowledge and skills in English in order to achieve your goals, your personal, academic, or working goals. For achieving those goals in this forum, I recommend these questions involved. Can you see the questions involved? The first one is, what are you doing to increase and improve your knowledge and language skills in English? And I have here the translation in Spanish. ¿Qué estás haciendo para mejorar e incrementar tu conocimiento y habilidades en inglés? What are you doing to achieve your personal, academic, and working goals? ¿Qué estás haciendo para lograr tus metas personales, académicas y de trabajo? Finally, we have another question that says, what were you doing before studying Prepa Online CEP? ¿Qué estabas haciendo antes de estudiar la Prepa en línea CEP? This question, guys, won't be found in the forum. These are just my suggestions. You can use these questions to guide your participation in the forum. If you want to pose the questions in the forum, it's okay, no problem. But you don't need to do that, okay? Because these are just questions to guide your participation in the forum. So you can use them. Then we have more questions. Were you learning anything before studying Prepa Online CEP, guys? Were you learning anything? If so, what were you learning? ¿Qué estabas aprendiendo? ¿Estabas aprendiendo algo? Si es así, ¿qué es? You can tell me about it. Do you think your life is changing now that you are learning, that you are studying English and Prepa Online CEP? Do you think your life is changing? ¿Crees que tu vida esté cambiando? If you say yes, you can tell me why. But if you say no, you can also tell me why your life is not changing. Remember again, the questions are only a guide. You don't need to include the questions in the forum, but if you want, you are welcome to do so. All right? So basically, this is the forum. Now let's start with the first integrating activity, dancing at the Moulin. Before explaining that activity, I want you to know the differences between present simple and present continuous or also we can call it present progressive. You can find it in the internet as present continuous or as present progressive. So when we use present simple, we say, I work in an office every day. I work in an office every day. Look at this. Every day is a time expression that we use in present simple. Why? Because in present simple, we talk about activities that happen every day in our lives. Also, we can talk about routines, we can talk about habits, and we can talk about hobbies in present simple. All right, and then we have present continuous. In present continuous, we use present continuous basically to describe an action that is in progress, okay? This is the action that I do every day, and this is the action that I'm describing at the moment. It says I work in an office every day. Right now, I'm sending some emails to my boss. Can you see? Right now indicates at this moment, I am describing what I am doing at this moment. Another sentence, I go to work by bus every day. This is a habit. I go to work by bus every day, or part of my daily routine, okay? And I'm describing something that is happening at the moment. At the moment, I am waiting for the bus. I always have breakfast at 7 a.m. I'm talking about a daily routine or a habit. Now I'm eating fruit and toast for breakfast. And now here I'm describing, okay? So in the second column, I am describing what I am doing at a specific moment in the second column. And in the first column, I am talking about activities that I do every day. Okay, before we continue, I have some questions in the chat. It says, teacher, I can put the questions and answer. You said it was optional in the forum. Yes, it's optional. If you want to pose the questions, it's okay. It's fine for me, no problem. Teacher, I can put the questions. Yes, it's fine. Right, no problem, guys. So basically here, guys, we have the functions of present simple, okay? In Spanish, we use present simple, but when we talk in Spanish, we don't think about the functions because it comes automatically to our mind. But when we use English, guys, when we talk in English, we need to be aware of the functions of the language, okay? So present simple is used to talk about routines, to talk about habits, to talk about hobbies, and to talk about facts. What is a routine? A routine is something that I do every day. I always take a shower in the morning. For routines, I can use, guys, frequency adverbs. ¿Cuáles son? Always, usually, often, sometimes, hardly ever, and never. These are the frequency adverbs. We use frequency adverbs in present simple. That is why it's keywords, okay? ¿Por qué palabras claves? Because frequency adverbs are keywords for present simple. I always take a shower in the morning. I often go to work by bus. I sometimes watch TV at night. I hardly ever go to the cinema. I never listen to the radio, okay? So we can use frequency adverb for present simple. Now, we use present simple to talk about habits. Habits. My father usually smokes 2 cigarettes a day. My father smokes 2 cigarettes every day. Look at this. We also use time expressions for present simple, like every day, every week, every afternoon, every Saturday morning. All the time expressions that start with every are used in present simple, ¿ok? Todas las expresiones de tiempo que empiezan con every se utilizan en el presente simple. That is why they are keywords. También son palabras claves, ¿ok? Now, we also use present simple to talk about hobbies. Like, I watch TV in my free time. What do you do? What do you do in your free time? You say, I watch TV in my free time. I go cycling. I listen to music. I play video games. I surf in the internet, etc. And facts. We also use present simple to talk about facts. What is a fact? Something that is true. In Spanish, we call it hechos. I speak Spanish because I am Mexican. I live in Mexico. I have a sister. So those are facts. So these are the functions of present simple, guys. And now let's look at present progressive or present continuous. We use present progressive to talk about actions that are happening at the moment of speaking or around the present time. So when we use present progressive or present continuous, that is the same, we describe. Example, I'm doing my homework now. My mom is watching TV right now. Okay? If you get a phone call right now, what if you get a phone call right now? Si tú tienes una llamada en este momento, te entra una llamada y te preguntan, ¿qué estás haciendo? What are you doing? And you said, I am taking my online session. I am taking my online session. My first online session. Tú le puedes contestar a la persona, estoy tomando mi primera clase virtual del módulo 7, ¿ok? So you are using present continuous in English because you are describing what you are doing now or right now. What are the time expressions for present continuous? At the moment, in this moment, today, now, right now. These are the keywords or the time expressions that we use in present progressive. Remember, when you use present continuous or present progressive, you need to use verb be, like I am, you are, we are, they are, he is, she is, it is, plus the verb with ing. Don't forget about it. So we also use present progressive for future arrangements. What is a future arrangement? Well, a future arrangement is an arranged plan. Es un plan ya agendado, prácticamente. ¿Y qué es un plan agendado? Bueno, ustedes podrían decir, quiero ir al gimnasio. ¿Okay? Bueno, ese es como que es una idea en su cabeza de quieren ir al gimnasio. Después dicen, voy a ir al gimnasio, pero sigue una idea en su cabeza porque aún no han hecho nada para inscribirse. Solamente es un deseo que tienen en la mente. Pero si van al gimnasio y pagan su colegiatura, bueno, su inscripción y su mensualidad, en el caso del gimnasio pagan su mensualidad y les dicen, tienen que venir lunes, miércoles y viernes. Entonces, ustedes ya pagaron y pueden decir con certeza, voy a ir al gimnasio el lunes, el miércoles y el viernes de 7 a 9 de la mañana, ¿ok? Pero ya lo dicen con esa seguridad y ya hasta me dan la hora en que van a ir y los días. ¿Por qué? Porque ya se inscribieron, ya no es una idea solamente que tienen en la mente, sino ya lo concretaron, ya es un plan concreto, ¿ok? Entonces, para esos planes concretos, cuando ya hacemos algo más y ya no solamente está en nuestra mente, utilizamos también el presente progresivo o presente continuo. Veamos un ejemplo. I'm going or I'm flying to Acapulco next weekend. My brother is playing soccer tomorrow at 5 p.m. En estos dos ejemplos no podemos traducir como estoy volando o estoy jugando. ¿Por qué? Porque no estoy describiendo una actividad en el momento, como en los ejemplos anteriores. Aquí estoy hablando de una actividad al futuro, okay? Ya agendada. So I'm flying to Acapulco next weekend. I have already arranged this trip. I have bought the tickets. I am flying with Volaris. So definitely I'm flying to Acapulco next weekend. I have my tickets. I'm flying this Saturday at 2 o'clock. All right. So in this case, I'm using future. But in this unit, we are not going to use present continuous for future arrangement. You will use it later. You will see. So let's come back. Let's see. What you have to do for the first activity. In the first activity, you have to describe a picture like the one that you have here. Is very similar to this picture, to this painting, because these are painting. And this painting is also very, very similar to the one that you had to describe in the first activity. This painting was painted by Renoir, the same painter. So this is very similar. And here we have the people in this painting label with A, B, C, D, and E. Look at this. The man that is leaning on the handrail is A. Look at the man. And there is a young lady that she's sitting at a table and she's holding a dog, as you can see, with a letter B. And there is another young lady that is leaning on the handrail, that is letter E. And we have, you know, at the back of the picture, we have some people with a letter D. And here we have another guy that is sitting at the table with letter C. Look at them. Well, let's memorize this painting because we are going to use it for answering the activity. So the first question is, what is happening in the picture? The question is in present continuous. So if the question is in present continuous, I am going to use present continuous for the answer. So you can write something like that. In the picture, there are people in an open restaurant. Some people are sitting at a table while others are standing and they are eating and talking. It seems to be summer. They may be in Paris. Okay, look at the present continuous. Some people are sitting while others are standing and they are eating and talking. It seems to be summer, they may be in Paris. Seems and may are words that you can use to make speculations. Para hacer especulaciones, ustedes pueden utilizar palabritas como seems, como may, okay? Just to make speculations. But the most important is to use present continuous to answer the questions. Next, what are the woman and the man doing? What are the woman and the man doing? What are they wearing? Look at this. We have two questions. The woman is sitting at the table and holding a dog. And the man is standing by the handrail and looking at something or somebody. La mujer está sentada en la mesa y está cargando un perro. Y el hombre está parado cerca del barandal y está viendo a alguien o a algo, ¿ok? So, he's looking at something or somebody. Vean cómo también estoy utilizando el presente continuo. What is the man with the hat at the table doing? He's sitting at the table and looking at the woman with the dog. ¿Qué está haciendo el hombre con el sombrero en la mesa? Que está en la mesa. ¿Qué está haciendo? Bueno, primero decimos está sentado, obviamente. He's sitting at the table. and looking at the woman with the dog. Y está viendo a la mujer o a la chica que está con el perrito. What are the woman and the man with black hat doing? What do you think? They're standing and looking. Sorry, I'm going back. So here it is. So it says here, what is the man with the hat at the table doing? He's sitting at the table and looking at the woman with the dog. And what are the woman and the man with black hat doing? What do you think? They are standing and looking at each other. ¿Qué están haciendo la mujer y el hombre con sombrero negro? ¿Se acuerdan? Los que estaban atrás en la imagen. ¿Qué crees que estén haciendo? Bueno, yo le puse, they are standing and looking at each other. Están parados, obviamente. They are standing. Si ustedes quieren decir están parados, están sentados, también pueden utilizar presente continuo, ¿ok? Like in this case, they are standing and they are looking at each other. Están viéndose uno con el otro. O se están viendo, ¿no? Así decimos en español. Or maybe they are saying goodbye to each other. Maybe they are saying goodbye. Tal vez estén despidiendo. Maybe también es una palabra que ustedes pueden utilizar para hacer especulaciones. Cuando no están seguros, pueden decir, maybe they are doing this or they are talking about that, etc. What is the man by the handrail doing? She's looking at the man or she's thinking about someone. ¿Qué es lo que la mujer que está cerca del barandal o en el barandal está haciendo? Bueno, está viendo al hombre o está pensando en alguien o en algo, ¿no? She's looking at the man or she's thinking about someone. Yes, after this session, guys, I'm going to share this presentation. Yes, don't worry about it. Yeah, you will find the presentation in the forum. Yes, in the forum of news. Or in Spanish, we can call it el foro de novedades o noticias. Creo que es el foro de novedades o avisos, por ahí así. Creo que en ese foro, okay? So don't worry about it. The second part of this activity, guys, is you have to make some questions in present simple, either in present simple or present continuous. It's up to you, okay? These are some examples. You can make yes, no questions or WH questions. For example, if you make a yes, no questions, are they celebrating something? This is a yes, no question. Yes, they are. They are maybe celebrating a birthday. Are they having a good time? ¿Se están divirtiendo? Yes, they are. They look happy. Vean, look, no la puse en rojo, pero también es otra palabra que nos ayuda a especular. ¿Y qué quiere decir? Se ven contentos. They look happy, ¿ok? Normalmente después de la palabra look, utilizo un adjetivo. Yo puedo decir se ven contentos, se ven tristes, se ven cansados, etc. They look happy, they look tired, they look angry, etc. You can also make a WH question. ¿Cuáles son estas preguntas? Las que empiezan con una question word. Obviamente, ¿cuáles son las question words? What, where, when, why, which, etc. Okay? So in this case, I give you two examples. What are they talking about? They may be talking about their hobbies. Where are they sitting and talking? They are sitting and talking in an open restaurant. ¿De qué están hablando? They may be talking about their hobbies. Como no sabemos realmente de qué están hablando, puedo utilizar la palabra may, ¿se acuerdan? Para hacer especulaciones. They may be talking about their hobbies. Where are they sitting and talking? They are sitting and talking in an open restaurant. Bueno, aquí yo les puse la respuesta a las preguntas. Sin embargo, en la actividad solamente les piden hacer las preguntas, ¿ok? Si ustedes quieren agregar la respuesta, está bien, pero yo solamente, obviamente les voy a, bueno, si hay alguna, un error en la respuesta, bueno, se los corrijo, pero no les bajo calificación por la respuesta porque la actividad solamente les pide hacer preguntas. Y finalmente, chicos, ustedes tienen que hacer un archivo de audio con la respuesta a las preguntas, ¿ok? Con la respuesta a las preguntas. Yo sí les sugiero que las respuestas sean claras, que estén completas, que estén bien formuladas, ¿ok? O sea, que tengan sujeto, verbo y complemento para que estén bien. Bueno, esto sería la actividad integradora 1. Ahora, vamos con la actividad integradora 2. Solo nos quedan 3 minutos. Recuerden que si nos saca Zoom de la sesión, podemos ingresar de nuevo a ella solamente dándole clic a la misma liga con la que ustedes entraron. Esto es porque, bueno, esta es una sesión un poquito larga, es un poquito más larga que todas las demás de este módulo, porque aquí en esta sesión se abarcan varios temas y también, como es la primera sesión, se les da a conocer algunos aspectos como los que les di a conocer sobre la evaluación y es por eso que se alarga un poquito la sesión, pero las demás no van a ser así. ¿Okay? Solamente nos faltarían algunos minutos, no les voy a robar mucho tiempo, entonces si nos saca de la sesión, podemos volver con la misma liga. Okay, so now let's continue with the integrating activity number 2, meanwhile. What is the meaning of meanwhile? Mientras tanto, ¿ok? Lo podemos traducir como mientras tanto, meanwhile. So let's see. In this activity, you have to imagine that there was a robbery in a house, in your neighbor's house. And one day you take your dog for a walk and you meet a neighbor and you start having a chat with your neighbor about what happened. So to answer this activity, you have some questions. It says the theft occurred between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. ¿Ok? El robo ocurrió entre las 6 y las 8. All right. There is only 1 minute left. Okay. So we have some questions in this activity, but the question, guys, now the questions are in past continuous. So remember, we have already seen present simple and present continuous. And now we're going to look at past simple and past continuous. In the second part of the session, we are going to look at past simple and past continuous. So as you can see, we have the questions in past continuous. Look at the questions in past continuous for this activity.